I'm Ed Cohen. Great to be joined by Jay Williams for what should be a terrific matchup here tonight. We're at Vivint Smart Home Arena in downtown Salt Lake City. Tonight, it'll be the Utah Jazz taking on the Boston Celtics. The opening tip won by the Jazz as we get started in Salt Lake City. Jay, we talk about it all the time. The coaches in this league, who best puts their players in a position to shine? And now I give you Quinn Snyder.
I remember Quinn Snyder, after an ugly loss to Atlanta last year, really made some changes to their system. And here's the thing I love about Quinn Snyder. He recruited me when I was 15 and 16 years old. He was an assistant coach at Duke. The way he spoke to me really got me to buy in. He taught me that it was about being part of something bigger than yourself. And when you buy into what Quinn Snyder preaches, that's how you end up beating OKC in the first round NBA playoffs.
Joe Ingles. Celtics come away with it. Big finish at the rim.
And cutting hard in transition is one of the most underrated things about this game. The harder you can cut is the more it opens up the floor to make plays just like that.
And a whistle.
He took.
That's his first personal foul. Team foul number 1.
Rubio to Joe Ingles. And he throws it down. Rudy Gobert with the slam.
Oh, man, you're not supposed to be able to do that with that size, but in today's game, dexterity and mobility are off the charts for bigs.
Jay, it feels like our heads are spinning, thinking about what the Celtics are going to put on the floor, let alone for Brad Stevens. But you look at this group, what impact it has on, say, a Jason Tatum, a Terry Rozier, and beyond.
There was a lot of talk in the offseason about what's going to happen to Jason Tatum's minutes. He was second on the team in minutes last year due to the fact that Gordon Hayward went down. But this is an abundance of talent issue for Brad Stevens and Celtics fans. You have so many interchangeable parts. Shimi Ojale can play a lot of minutes. Jason Tatum, Gordon Hayward, Jaylen Brown, Marcus Morris. The names go on and on and on with the interchangeable wings that can all defend and score. That's a great problem to have, Ed.
Like I said, our heads are spinning. Jazz have the ball. Take stock of the floor. Rubio. A bad pass, and the Celtics have it.
Pick up that sense of urgency. Here's a chance to break the tie.
Gordon Hayward, that's how it's done. 2 for 2. That's what you want. You look at Gordon.
So on the offensive end, he has the height and the size to shoot over smaller guards. Plus, I love the fact that he utilizes his body. How about in his 7 years with the Utah Jazz, he made $53 million. You're seeing his game really blossom, which is the reason why Danny Ainge signed him to that 4-year, $128 million deal.
That's out. Last touch by Rudy Gobert. Looks like some substitutions are coming on in.
The Boston Celtics. Number 12, Terry Rozier.
Oh, not a good pass there as it's stolen by Utah. Mitchell with it up top. Down just a couple. Inside, he scores.
And if you're on defense on that last possession, no need to look over to the coach's bench, hold up your arms, wonder what did you do. Everybody got back, everybody communicated, everybody pointed. It was just better offense than there was defense.
Celtics have it. Rozier rocking the rim.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
Here's Rubio up top. They trail by 2. And a pass stolen by Boston. Hayward to Rozier. Here comes the screen. Rudy Gobert.
Stare him down like that afterwards.
A pass taken away by the Celtics. Oh, good defense by the Jazz as they come away with the steal. Oh, bad pass, and the Celtics have it. And look out. Big finish at the rim.
You know, I just want to thank the man above for allowing a guy like Gordon Hayward, after that horrific, awful injury he had in opening night. So good to see my dude back on the floor and doing his thing, finally healthy.
Knocked loose. That's out. Last touch by Joe Ingles. The opposing coach is going to counter, make some changes of his own. Hayward. Short jumper misses.
Inevitably, you have to start making some shots. I don't know how many more open looks you want from the defense.
Watch that cut. 1 minute remaining in the first quarter.
Backcourt violation is called. Beyond the arc for three. It's Hayward who grabs the rebound. Celtics have it. To Hayward. It's a chance. Shot by Hayward, no good.
And that's how you close out on a shooter with a sense of urgency. The shooter was more worried about his landing space than he was the shot.
And a pass stolen by Boston. Whoa, what a finish. Jay, they've had no answer for this guy.
He's been on fire this first quarter. That's the way you take it right to your opponent. You attack right out of the gate.
Here's Rubio into the front court. 12-6 our score. Here's a chance from long range. Buries it on the catch and shoot. Deep three at the buzzer. First quarter is complete with the Celtics in front. On to the second quarter. Neither team sees control in the first. Some interesting things, though, certainly on display.
Both teams are trying to feel each other out, but I like the aggression that both teams established in the first quarter. This is the first quarter league, the rest of the game.
Rudy Gobert returns last year. The Jazz go on their run. Jay, how reliant is Utah on the Frenchman?
I would say pretty heavily, considering he's the reigning NBA Defensive Player of the Year. And his footwork on the perimeter to guard pick and pops, especially in the West where people are playing small ball, is imperative for this team. This team has to win it on the defensive end. That is the mentality of the Utah Jazz. Old school, like the old days with Byron Russell and John Stockton. That's the way they'll win games.
Missed it. They weren't going to give that to him.
Seems like a lot of contact on that play. If I were that player, I would pull the ref over to the side, talk to him, express to him how much contact there was so he could look for that same foul call potentially the next time down the court.
It's Jazz ball. Layup goes down. Well done.
This game is so mental. Trust me, some nights you give poor effort defensively, you can't make any shots, then you see the ball go in, boom, switch turned on.
And a nice finish at the rim.
When Kyrie Irving went out, we saw Terry Rozier become that guy for the Celtics, hence even getting the name Scary Terry. No doubt about it.
Grayson Allen. Going to launch beyond the arc, and he hits.
Every hero needs a good sidekick. Nice find to set up the three.
Number 23.
To Marcus Morris. From the painted area, won't go down. Oh, the touch at the rim. Count it.
You know what I like about this pass play? Instead of putting his head down and forcing the action, he patiently waited for the play to develop.
Have you considered enrolling your son or daughter in one of our summer basketball camps? Space is limited, so you must act soon. Visit our team website for more details.
Mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions. Both teams making changes.
Subbing in for...
Oh, he's denied.
Oh, big man doing work right there.
Fires the three, and he burns them.
And I just hear my high school coach preaching this thing to me every single day, and it's still pertinent for the NBA. It's all about spacing. And when you have guys who are lethal three-point shooters and they understand spacing, oh, that whole floor opens up, and that's a thing of beauty to watch.
Grayson Allen to Joe Ingles. Over to the right side.
Oh, and he can't keep it in off the block.
Man, that was impressive.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
Trying to cash in. Not that time. Another shot won't go either.
But you can't just be a one-dimensional player. I know you're probably frustrated by me even saying that, but when you don't even give the option to pass the ball by utilizing some head fakes or ball fakes here and there, you save the defender by keeping them on their toes with the element of surprise.
Utah's got it. Work it down to Favors. Slam dunk, Derek Favors.
I mean, defense, is it that easy? Can I see some reaction after somebody gets an easy dunk? Some yelling, some kind of emotion? I need you to get involved back in this ball game.
Horford. Rozier. Good for three.
And if you're on D right now, if you don't overcommit, stunt, then get back to your stay at home. Force him to make one of those passes. Or force him to take a crazy shot at the rim.
Jay, 48 wins for Utah last year. Good for 5th in the West. What's the forecast now?
I know Jazz fans may hate me on this one, but they'll be 5th or worse. And the reason why is
Stuffs it down with authority.
everybody in the building, including myself, thought that pass was going somewhere else. Fool me once? Okay. But you're definitely not fooling me twice.
4-3. Contested shot, Marcus Morris can't hit. Rozier with it. Leads 4. Utah ball. To Marcus Smart. Nothing going here on that drive. To Horford. Oh, too much contact. Free throws on the way.
There's a very fine line between maximum effort and carelessness. I'm willing to live with a few mistakes and maximal effort than having to constantly remind my players to close out.
And gets both to drop at the line. Mitchell with the basketball. Down 6. Favors. Shot from the lane won't go. Oh, I thought that was a dunk. Easy.
Not too many times you see a poster for the defender, but that was brilliant. Oh, he just blocked that shot out of bounds.
Yeah, they're lucky they get the ball back. Jazz have the ball. Rubio to Joe Ingles. Celtics have it. First half comes to an end. The Celtics have the lead.
The Celtics worked hard for their halftime lead. They decided to make a statement in the opening half, and they did it by throwing down dunk after dunk after dunk. I think the rim is still shaking. These are the guys getting buckets for the Boston Celtics. The Jazz have dug themselves a bit of a hole after 2 quarters. They've got the break to figure some things out. And trust me, they've got a few things to figure out. Still, it's not like they're totally out of this game. These are the guys getting buckets for the Utah Jazz.
Game track. Steals.
The Utah Jazz have already given up a number of steals in this game, and that's indicative of a careless attitude. That must be corrected immediately, and it didn't improve in the opening quarter.
Player of the half.
Terry Rozier has already put together a pretty nice highlight reel for himself, and that's just after 1 half of basketball. He did a lot of scoring, and it probably won't stop anytime soon. Here we go with the top 3 plays from the first half.
Number 2. Number 1.
And with that, I'm sending it back to Ed and Jay to bring you the rest of the game.
Jay, for once, Trader Danny was Danny Ainge. Celtics didn't do that much, but believe it or not, outside of Toronto, Eastern Conference didn't see much change either.
Yeah, they didn't need to do anything if you're the Boston Celtics. You already have all the pieces to the puzzle. Philadelphia wasn't able to land LeBron. LeBron James leaves Cleveland. He goes out to L.A. And Toronto, almost in a Hail Mary trade, ends up getting Kawhi Leonard. And who really knows if he wants to play there and be there emotionally for 1 year? There's no doubt about it. The Celtics are now in the driver's seat.
Pass open. And a putback slam.
Woo, that's nasty right there.
It's Donovan Mitchell with the rock. Down to Gobert. Rudy Gobert. Not a busy night, but effective. 2 for 2.
Ed, did you see what this pass just did? Now it encourages his teammates to move with more sense of urgency because they understand that next time down the court, they might be on the receiving end of that pass.
Rudy Gobert rejects it. Second block in this quarter.
Confidence to really apply more pressure.
It's Mitchell controlling the offense.
Hands up, hands up.
Inside, he scores.
The pass was really good, but what I love most about the play, Ed, was that every player that ran in transition had active hands, which means they were active targets. They provided a target for the player to deliver the pass. That's how you work together as teammates.
To Favors. Joe Ingles. 5 seconds to shoot. Gets it in the right corner. Fires the three. That's off the side of the rim, no good.
And big-time coaching strategy by the staff right there, utilizing their bench, keeping fresh legs on that shooter consistently throughout the course of the game.
Defense all over Rozier. Can't connect. Great feed. For three, buries it on the catch and shoot.
Well, easy difference there. In the first half, the offense allowed the defense to settle into their half-court sets defensively, and that's why the shots were all contested. But now, since they picked up the pace of the game, they're getting a lot more action out of transition threes.
Rubio into the front court. The deficit now up to 5. To Joe Ingles. Screen coming. Joe Ingles. Runner here won't go down.
Well, you can't finish with your right hand on the left side of the rim. You have shots at different angles, high off the glass, expecting that there are trees down below with long wingspans that can block your shot.
Across the timeline, it's Rozier. Leads 5. Gobert. Flushes it home. Jay, let's see if that's a sign for him.
Well, he's been pretty much non-existent the first 3 quarters, but when you have a play like that, that can get the juices going, and that can help you with your offensive rhythm.
Hayward. Oh, Jay, he commands the paint this time down.
I don't want to use the word streaky, but Jason Tatum tends to score in bunches. Let me tell you how. He's one of the most effective players in the league and most efficient at catching the ball on the move. A lot of players waste time in stationary positions or overindulging in triple threat jabs, but not Jason. He catches the ball directly and goes, which means he's the ideal of smart, decisive basketball.
Play is stopped. Timeout Boston as they'll discuss matters in what's now a 3-point game. Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor. Not that time. Here's Rubio up top. His guys down 3. Down the lane, but the shot won't fall.
And you see so many players quit on a play after they were beat the first time, but not him. He stayed on his hip, he fought back, and he made the player miss the shot. That's great defense.
To Rozier. Nothing going here on that drive. To Marcus Smart. Lets it fly from long range. They dared him, and he burns them.
Great shot by the offense, but the defense, you can't afford to collapse off that penetration. I'd rather a team take a tough 2 than a wide-open 3.
Here's Rubio into the front court. The deficit is 6. to Joe Ingles. From long range, rebound hauled in by the Celtics. A good defense by the Jazz as they come away with it.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in first and second grade. It's called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these things together, collectively,
Whoa! Get that out of here!
Message sent, Jay. Oh, not a good pass there as it's stolen by Utah. Deep three.
Oh! And he can't keep it in off the block.
Man, that was impressive. That ends the third quarter with the Celtics in front. It's Utah basketball as we begin the fourth quarter. They trail to this point, but you'd have to say this one's up for grabs.
and the new style we play with in this league, all it takes is 3 quick threes, and you're right back in the ballgame.
They get it down to Gobert. From the painted area, won't go down. Oh, good defense by the Jazz as they come away with the steal.
Tonight, it may not cost you, but in a playoff game, it will.
Rudy Gobert sends it away. Fourth this contest.
You know why? I don't see anybody on the defensive end standing up out of position. I see everybody squatted down, really active with their hands. That's the mentality that will lead you to where you want to go.
To Gobert. Curling inside. Jaylen Brown tips it. Fourth this contest.
This game is all about playing mind tricks on people. The offense is more worried about getting their shot blocked than they are about actually making the shot.
Now a drive, but the shot won't fall. Mitchell with it up top. His guys trail now by 4. Jamaica, buy 1, get 1 free.
What a pass. I have no clue how that ball even made it through the traffic.
Rubio. Jaylen Brown, huge block. Fourth this contest. A good defense by the Jazz as they come away with it. To Irving. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. That's off the side of the rim, short.
Shooters shoot, period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Now the Celtics going to use a timeout as they'll talk things over here in this fourth quarter.
You're going to see the best players make in-game adjustments on the fly. The intellect of some of these superstars is off the charts. Your ability to adapt and move forward as quickly as possible in the most efficient manner will determine whether you win this game or not.
Ball's controlled by Boston.
Boston Celtics, number 12,
Surveys the floor. To Rozier. Beyond the arc for 3. Missed it. Mitchell with the basketball. All even here in the fourth. Oh, he had him there for a second. To Rubio. Mitchell buries the wide open 3. That's too easy.
And they're relentless with these long shots. It just seems like their spacing is perfect, and they come down, they know exactly where they want to be, and they're shooting the ball without hesitation.
To Jaylen Brown. Here's a chance from long range. That's off the side of the rim, no good. Rubio. And there's the whistle. Neither player giving up an inch. We have a tie-up. The official's ready. Let's see who can take the jump. Rudy Gobert. Looking good. 4 for 5.
This may sound cheesy, but sometimes you just need to sit back, get a tub of popcorn, and just enjoy the show, because that's what you're watching right now.
2 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter.
And he buries buries it.
Jason Tatum finished third amongst all rookies in Rookie of the Year voting. But I say to you this, I agree with what Jaylen Brown had to say. If it was a one-on-one battle, who you taking, Jason Tatum or Donovan Mitchell? Jason Tatum or Ben Simmons? I take JT every time.
Mitchell can't go down. Smothering defense. Knocked loose. Jazz pick it up.
I tried to work the clock here, but you have to take care of the ball in this possession.
Rubio. Driving right to the basket. Oh, nice find for the basket.
D. Favors may never become the star that some of us expected him to be for a guy taking third overall in the 2010 NBA draft. But what he has done is build himself a very solid NBA career by being a strong, low-post presence.
Marcus Smart forcing that one. Well defended. Utah with the possession. Ricky Rubio. It's been a quiet night.
Calm and collective, the 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
To Gobert. To Rubio. Gobert. The Jazz with 4 on the shot clock. Going to launch beyond the arc. That's off the side of the rim, short. Over to the right side. Tatum. Yes, give the advantage to the shooter.
Just because someone is listening to you doesn't mean that they actually hear you. At the end of the game, when players get tired, they listen to what the assignment was, but they didn't hear what it was.
Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor. Favors. To Joe Ingles. A bad pass, and the Celtics have it. And the Jazz have it. They cleared the rebound. It's the Jazz who come away with the victory. As they Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. As we say, so long, everyone.
Tatum Rose here, and I've got your EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Jazz edged out a close victory in today's game. They did it with blocks, and they did it with steals. More to the point, they did it with excellent defense. They committed to the grind and got rewarded as a result. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored. For the Utah Jazz, the Celtics just couldn't close this one out. This loss is sure to be all the more bitter because of how well they shot from beyond the arc. Their percentage from three-point range was outstanding. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Boston Celtics.
Game track. 3-point shooting.
Each of these teams were solid with their long-range shooting. So by extension, they were pretty poor with their perimeter defense. Closing out on shooters must always happen.
Player of the game.
Gobert put up the kind of points that made him an easy choice for this award. He couldn't be stopped. And when he realized he was in the zone, he just took it to another level. Here are the top 3 plays from the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
Check out the upcoming games for the Utah Jazz. On behalf of ESPN on EA Sports, I'm Jalen Rose. We look forward to seeing you again next time.